Toruń od zawsze słynął z otwartości i tolerancji. To tu odbyło się słynne colloquium charitativum, to tu przez wieki współistniało wiele kultur, religii i narodowości. Nie inaczej jest również dzisiaj, kiedy studenci z całego świata przybywają, aby uczyć się w grodzie Kopernika. W ramach serii Świat na wyciągnięcie ręki zapraszam Państwa do wysłuchania historii Nai i Hendry, którzy, aby znaleźć się w Toruniu, musieli przemierzyć niemal pół świata.
My full name is Naya. It's quite a long name, but in Indonesia, where I'm from, where I was born, long names are quite normal, but people usually call me by Naya. That's my nickname. And yeah, I was born in a tiny island called Lombok. It's in the province of Nusa Tenggara Barat, or NTB. And my major, I have two majors. My first one was accounting, government accounting, and my current major is English studies, which is something I'm studying here in Torun at UMK.
My name is Hendra Diguna Prakarsa, but people call me Hendra, and I'm 28 years old, I guess. And I'm also a student in NCU, Nicholas Copernicus University in Torun. I come from Indonesia. I took my master in here. I get a scholarship from the government of my hometown.
Dzięki współpracy bardzo dobrej z ambasadorami, bo już mówię tutaj o dwóch byłych ambasadorach Indonezji w Polsce, udało się nawiązać współpracę z jedną z bardzo interesujących prowincji, która nazywa się po polsku Małe Wyspy Sundajskie Zachodnie. Od 3 lat do nas przyjechały już 3 grupy studentów, łącznie 53 osoby, żeby studiować w języku angielskim na naszych uczelniach. Gubernator tej prowincji funduje stypendia tym studentom. Po prostu wybierając najzdolniejszych, wysyła do Polski, do Kujawsko-Pomorskiego, konkretnie póki co do Torunia, ale już myślimy o rozszerzeniu to na inne uczelnie, płacąc za ich naukę na studiach magisterskich.
We made something like the echo debate, which is, you know, a debate between schools, and that was locally first in my hometown because there's this culture of academic debating. We made that first, and then our friends here in Poland inspired us and encouraged us also to do this, to further these actions, and we made the foundation, the Echo Foundation.
This place is different. This place is quite clean for us, and people took care of the environment in here. And we kind of wanted to bring this culture, the things that we learn in here aside from schools, how we live, and to preserve our environment to Indonesia, back to our place, especially in Lombok for now.
Since the very beginning, going to school, going on a tram, seeing the electric scooters, this is something new. Because in Indonesia, for example, we could have other means of transport. We have the conventional motorbikes, right? Or we can just walk, or we can go in horse cart, you know, to my school. That's what I usually did when I went to my high school. But here we have lots of green technology employed in the electric vehicles, right? And we have, for example, the different types of rubbish bins. We have the thrift shops, which was really helpful, you know, when we needed cheap clothing for winter, we could go to the thrift stores. And thrifting is a culture here in Torun. I think that people are very open to this kind of culture, so we like that. In our country, it's still progressing, but some people still have, you know, still have a kind of hesitation to wear, for example, used clothes, but it's getting better now. But when I came here, I see that there are so many thrift stores. So fashion is more eco-friendly, and also the waste management is good. The city is so clean, and we have electric vehicles. So I thought that what if that could happen if we were in Indonesia? What if we could take some of that, you know, green culture and have that at home? That would be wonderful. And I think that would be a proof of our experience and our learning of where we came from. So it's not only just in the books, in the paper I made, or in the diploma. It should be also affecting the way we live every day. Now, through this Eco Foundation, we have the youth in NTB, my province, and also other organizations joining. And through all of these people, we talk about the issues, and then we think about what actions we could do. But we start by going to schools to talk to the people, whether it's virtually or directly, and we try little things first, like planting the trees, or, you know, having a socialization about the importance of electric vehicles. And this is actually the greatest momentum, because Indonesia, the government of Indonesia issued recently, I mean in the past couple of years, issued the law about accelerating EV. So they really need everyone's help, right? It's not only the government's job, but it's also the youth's job. And my area, which is literacy, I'm trying to tell everybody what is EV, right? Why is it so important? What are the examples?
We also make the eco ambassadors to find like the ambassadors, the youth that can represent and help us to spread the awareness to the youth in all over Indonesia about this climate change and this environmental problem that we face. Our last activities that we went to some isolated village on hills on the mountain, and that the government already planning to make a road so people could go there driving a car that caused cutting of the trees. So we went there to the village and we brought the seeds of trees to give them.
I think everybody wants to see a better future. Maybe it sounds cliche, but we want to see the future and be excited, not scared about it, right? I think with all of the news on TV about the rising temperatures, the rising sea levels, the extinctions of animals, and about the reduction in biodiversity, I think it makes us scared. And especially the youth. I mean, do we have a future to look forward to? Will there be more droughts? Will there be more pandemics? You know, we're scared. So I think that it's everybody's job, and especially us, to try to make a better scenario, right? We want to be prepared. And we want to make sure that if we have children later, if we have grandchildren, they can survive. You know, they will see the beauty of the planet that is in the past that we have right now, and it will be continued. I think that's one of the things that makes it so important. And I think it's non-discriminative, right? It applies to everyone, whatever your background, whatever your major, whatever your skin color. And the issue of tolerance, the issue of diversity here is actually at the core, because we need everybody in this project. We need everybody to participate in whatever way you can. That's why we made this Eco Foundation, because at least that's what we can do. I think tolerance is a potential that exists in everyone, right? But it is really tested if you have diversity, and diversity can come from many things. For example, like, you know, background, skin color, etc. But in Indonesia, because we come from so many different faiths, and then so many different tribes, and even one region can have different tribes and even different languages existing in a tiny area. And I guess that is what tests the people, how they coexist with each other.
The tolerance level of people in Indonesia is quite high, because we are very different, like from Sabang to Merauke. We have different races, we have different religions, but thus we can still live together peacefully in Indonesia.
Sometimes we, go to each other's houses to, pay our respects, to celebrate with each other. For example, my friend who is a Muslim, and she has, you know, the special holiday, and then she would invite all of us, all of the friends, to come there and, you know, have dinner together. Or my friend who's a Christian will have that same thing during Christmas. So we'd all invite each other, and we all love eating, so it's a time to, you know, to fill your stomach and meet people. So it's a great thing. I think the food connects people. I think the celebrations also connect people.
To be honest, most of my friends warned me about these things, about the tolerance in Poland. But upon coming to Poland, and especially to Torun, I never felt, not even once, like a discrimination or something. And people are very, very nice, and even though I look different on the outside, but they never like some weird people like that, no. And yeah, I have a lot of Polish friends, and they're very, very friendly to me too.
Could not have survived without my Polish friends, because the moment we came, they were very eager to come to us. Okay, what do you need? And then they would give us these huge bags full of sweaters and scarves and everything, because we didn't have winter clothes in Indonesia. There's no snow, right? So it was so great. And they came to us with their food, and they taught us how to use the trams and everything like that. And to communicate sometimes with other people, for example, the institution for our administrative things, because we cannot really speak Polish that well yet, they help us translate. So that was awesome.
Młodzi ludzie włączają się w różnego rodzaju inicjatywy, które oferujemy. Bardzo chętnie opowiadają o swoim kraju, na przykład podczas zajęć z młodzieżą w liceach. Dla naszych jest to praktyka języka angielskiego na żywo. Już pomijam, że i lekcja geografii, i kultury, i religioznawstwa, i przedsiębiorczości w jednym. I to, co mnie bardzo cieszy i też mnie osobiście inspiruje, udało się również znaleźć świetne rozwiązanie na promowanie pewnych projektów włączających młodzież, na przykład na polu ekologii i dyskusji o dostosowaniu się do zmian klimatycznych, które niestety, czy są rozwiązania prawne, czy nie, my musimy jako społeczeństwo obywatelskie podjąć.
Talking to people, I told them that I like teaching, and then from there, from my friend, she introduced me to some people she met and she knew, and suddenly I have a few families in Torun where I teach. First of all, they were my students, and then I teach them, you know, for school or just basic conversation to make them more confident to speak English, for example. And also I teach Bahasa Indonesia to a friend who wants to go to Indonesia. But now the best thing is the relationship, you know, because when I come there, they like to give me Polish food, and I like to try their pierogi, or they give me, you know, many kind of new things like the zupa and everything. And it's great to go there and have dinner with the family and talk to everyone. So not just the student, but their whole family. It's a great way to engage with my students, and also a great way for me to learn a little bit of Polish. Cultural exchange, that has been really interesting, because it was a pleasure to go to the schools and talk about Indonesia, especially to kindergartens, because they're always excited. I will show them the map and then tell them to point out, where do you think my country is? And then they would guess, and I will show them how far we are on the map, but then we are here, and I can show them our clothes, our national costumes, for example. I can show them some of the food that we eat.
We have a lot of different cultures in one country. So even not only to foreigners, but when I met another Indonesian that from a different culture, we like to spoke about, oh, this is my culture, we have like this and this and this, and what's yours? And that's what I do also here in Poland. If I met my friends from Poland, I show them like, oh, I have this kind of coffee in Indonesia, for example. I have this kind of animals. I have this kind of dances and music and stuff. And yeah, and I would also love to learn about your culture. So there's an exchange of knowledge about cultures.
I could see that whatever, you know, the culture or how far we live away from each other, these cultures can be transferable, right? And we could all learn about it. I'm still trying to learn how to make pierogi though. I'm not a very good cook, however.